The second selection begins, shifting from teams to pure individual survival. Ego explains the rules. 5 stages stand in their way, each harsher than the last. The first challenge is simple yet brutal. Score 100 goals against an AI goalkeeper within the time limit. Isagi digs deep, relying on his direct shot, but difficulty increases with more goals. But he manages to polish his skill to the max and clears the stage. Moving forward, he reunites with Bachira, and they have to choose one more teammate soon after Nagi appears, choosing to leave Reo behind in order to grow stronger. Together, the 3 form a team for the next phase. Ego then announces the rules of the new round, 3-on-3 battles. Win and you advance to the next stage, and you get to steal 1 player from the defeated team. Lose and you risk elimination. Fired up, Isagi sets his sights on the strongest opponents. As then, he can steal the strongest one for his team. He challenges Rin's team, which has the 1st, 2nd and 3rd rank in Blue Lock, aiming to climb even higher. The episode ends with Team Isagi, Bachira and Nagi stepping forward to face Rin. The 3 versus 3 battle begins, Isagi, Bachira and Nagi against Rin and the top 3 ranked players. Right away, Isagi's team shows sharp strategy. Bachira slices through the defense, Nagi controls the ball perfectly, and with a gentle pass to Isagi, Isagi smashes in a direct shot. Team Isagi shocks everyone by scoring first, but Rin answers instantly. From the very kickoff, without hesitation, he just shoots, and the ball went in even with Blue Lock guy defending. His equalizer in seconds shakes the entire field, showing the overwhelming gap in skill. The 2nd-ranked player Aryu then displays his monstrous reach, stretching past Isagi with his long legs to score. Soon after, the 3rd-ranked player Tokimitsu in panic and goes in full power, not fully in control, but scores as if his life was on that goal. Still, Isagi's team refuses to back down. Bachira threads a perfect pass and connecting with Nagi's flawless control and turns it into a goal. Their growing connection keeps their hopes alive. Rin, however, is relentless. Isagi manages to step up, reading his movement and blocking what looked like a certain goal, like his first goal. But Rin doesn't flinch. On the very next play, with the corner he bends in a shot directly from a corner, a display of pure genius that crushes their momentum. But it doesn't stop there. Rin understood Isagi's weapon of spatial awareness, and he uses it and tricks Isagi completely and scores with ease. Isagi is in complete disbelief. Now, after the win, they chose to steal Bachira, and Bachira is now lost to Isagi. With this crushing lose team, Isagi is now rock bottom. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more recaps like these. After the crushing loss against Rin's team, Isagi falls into despair. He can't accept losing Bachira and begins to doubt himself. But it's Nagi who steps forward, reminding Isagi of why he's here and refusing to let him sink. For the first time, Nagi shows his drive to keep fighting, pushing Isagi back on his feet. The 2 are then sent to the loser's break room, a downgraded facility for players who failed their 3 versus 3. There, they encounter Baru and his teammate Naruhaya, which was Isagi's teammate before in first selections, who had also lost their match. The mood is heavy. Everyone knows that one more loss means elimination, and they have to leave Blue Lock itself. As they discuss as to what went wrong, Isagi and Nagi realize their weapons, Isagi's vision and positioning, Nagi's genius control. Both shine best when supported by teammates. But in these small-scale matches, passing options are limited, making things even harder. Later, Naruhaya approaches Isagi directly. He admits he's always been overshadowed by stronger players, and now he wants to change that, determined to prove he can climb higher. Both of them know the stakes are brutal. The winners move on, while the losers will be kicked out of Blue Lock forever. but fired up by Naruhaya's challenges, and Isagi, equally full with ego, accepts the challenge. With everything on the line, Isagi, Nagi, and Baru prepare to clash in a survival battle where only evolution will decide who stays. The match kicks off, and Baru wastes no time. With his overwhelming power, he charges through and smashes in the opening goal, proving he's evolved even further. This shocks Isagi, realizing Baru has evolved, but then Nagi steps up. For the first time, he finds a way to use his flawless ball control not just to stop, but to use the momentum for himself. And he scores all on his own, proving he found his formula. Soon after, with Isagi's sharp pass, Nagi strikes again. Isagi realizes this formula works, but deep down, he knows if he wants to climb higher, he has to find a way to score by himself. Baru goes ahead and scores once again with the pass from Naruhaya again. But he is relentless. Baru charges once more, but this time he surprises everyone, passing to Naruhaya and expecting the ball back for a final shot. But Naruhaya betrays him, going for the goal himself. He misses. Furious, the king awakens, storms forward, and blasts another unstoppable shot into the net. Isagi, with his old formula, manages to pass to Nagi, and Nagi scores again with ease. But Isagi knows he still have to find ways to goal all on his own. Then Naruhaya gets the ball from Isagi again. But with Nagi in front of him, he can't go for the goal, and instead passes back to Baru. The king uses it and scores easily, bringing his tally to 4. One more goal, and the game is theirs. It's here that Isagi finally evolves. He realizes why he's been losing the ball. It's not about what he does with possession, but what he does without it. By failing to use his weapon off the ball, he's been blind to threats like Naruhaya getting behind him. With this revelation, Isagi understands the next step he must take to win Blue Lock. The episode begins with Naruhaya's story. With his parents gone, it's his older sister who struggles to take care of the family. Naruhaya dreams of changing their lives by going pro, earning money, and lifting them out of hardship. That's why he joined Blue Lock. Back in the match, Naruhaya tries to copy Isagi's direct shot. He breaks free, fires, but misses. The gamble fails, showing he can't evolve beyond his limits. Watching closely, Isagi realizes something. Naruhaya's blind spot runs are dangerous, but incomplete. What if he combined that weapon with his own direct shot? That's when it clicks. Isagi sees the formula for his own evolution. He moves without the ball, slipping into space behind defenders, and the moment the pass comes, he strikes instantly with his direct shot. For the first time, Isagi scores entirely on his own. Just like Nagi, just like Baru. Finally, he's found his way to stand among the geniuses. Defeated, Naruhaya acknowledges Isagi's adaptability, calling it the trait that sets him apart. Though his own Blue Lock journey ends here, he smiles faintly, knowing he gave everything for his dream. As winners, Isagi and Nagi get to steal a player. They choose Baru, leaving Naruhaya behind. The king joins their side, creating a dangerous new trio. Meanwhile, in another choice for the next stage, Chigiri and Kunigami join forces with Ryo, forming their own team of 3. The episode ends with Isagi stepping forward, no longer just chasing geniuses, he's becoming one himself. Episode 16 begins outside the Blue Lock matches. Ego and Henri are confronted by government officials. The pressure is mounting. They demand results quickly, pushing to end Blue Lock faster. But Ego stands firm. He argues that talent isn't something that can be rushed. It must be cultivated, sharpened, and tested under pressure. Only then can the true striker of Japan be born. Meanwhile, Rin's team, fresh off their dominant win, faces a different problem. Their reputation is so overwhelming that no one wants to challenge them. Other players avoid them entirely, fearing instant defeat. But Bachira, now part of Rin's squad, shows his carefree side, fitting into the new team dynamic. Back at the the facility, Isagi, Nagi and Baru end up in the bathhouse, where they run into Chigiri, Kunigami and Reo. The atmosphere is tense. Once allies, they now stand as rivals. After a lot of carrying up, Chigiri steps forward, confident and fiery, and challenges Isagi's new trio to their next match. The stage is set. Isagi's unstable team, with Baru's ego threatening to tear them apart, versus the balanced and dangerous trio of Chigiri, Kunigami and Reo. Both sides know only victory means survival. The episode ends with both teams preparing for the clash. The match kicks off. Rio's team, Chigiri, Kunigami and Reo, is perfectly balanced. Kunigami's raw power, Chigiri's blazing speed, and Rio's versatility overwhelm Isagi's trio. They score first, putting Isagi, Nagi and Baru immediately on the back foot. Later in the game, Isagi finds himself in a perfect position, but Baru, blinded by ego, ignores him. Every chance Isagi sees is wasted. He realizes he needs a chemical reaction to spark Baru's instincts into teamwork, but every move seems doomed. That's when Isagi looks at Nagi, and he sees many possibilities. And Nagi, using his precise ball control, scores. The formula works, but Isagi still wants Baru involved. Baru, however, refuses to be controlled. He doesn't care about winning if it means to be controlled by someone. Acting on his own, he leaves space and Rio's team capitalizes. Kunigami scores, making it 3-1. Isagi is fired up. That's when Isagi realizes you can't control a king. Therefore, he decides to devour the king, turning the king himself into bait. Isagi manipulates Baru's, drawing the opponent's focus to him. And instead of passing to Baru, he passes to Nagi. Even though Nagi wasn't on the clear. But that's when Nagi realizes he wasn't even the one to score, but he also, like Baru, was a bait, while Isagi slipped behind everyone, copying Naruhaya's weapon again. And with the pass of Nagi, Isagi scores. He's finally combined Baru's power and Naruhaya's stealth with his direct shot, evolving completely. Baru then understands he has just been used like a pawn instead of a king in Isagi's game. Isagi's is now ready for the final push to win, proving that even the king can be bent. The score is 3-2, and Isagi's team is behind, but with his new evolution of Isagi, he and Nagi combine beautifully and goals, tying it back at 3-3. But Chigiri refuses to be left behind. With blazing speed, he evolves, not only sprinting down the field but controlling the ball with that flow and scoring all on his own. One more goal and Isagi's team is out. Now the story shifts to Baru. From childhood, he was a king, a lone striker who scored everything by himself, disgusted at players who smiled from the sidelines. To him, teammates were pawns, and passing was weakness. His whole life he believed domination was the only way. But now everything crumbles. With the ball at his feet, he's just outside his range. If he shoots and fails, it's over. Isagi taunts him, demanding the ball. For the first time, Baru feels temptation. His instincts whisper, pass. The pressure crushes him. And in that instant, Baru gives in. Isagi then with his direct shot scores and Baru's ego shatters. The king has fallen, and with him all his work that he put in. And soon again he got the ball and he stands there, defeated, almost ready to give in and pass, like a good teammate. But his past refuses him to live as a pawn, refuses to sink into the sidelines, living like an idiot. And in that moment, Baru evolves. He unleashes his dribbling, which is at impossible angles, cutting across the field with monstrous power. Sharp turns, insane speed, changing direction without losing strength. He bulldozes defenders, ignores teammates, and devours everything in his way. The king is reborn, not as a teammate, but as a villain who bends the field to his will. And with one final strike, Baru smashes the winning goal, proving that no one can chain him down. The villain of Blue Lock has awakened. Like and subscribe for more recaps.